Oh, okay, so it's the console-based command line interface. So let me say dir cd cloud drive. Do I want to go here? Yes. And we're gonna say touch. Actually, let's make a file. So make dir make dir card game. Let's call it that. Card game. I want to call it like this. Yes. We're going to say this, and we're going to say cd card game, and we're going to say touch app.js, meaning it's going to create one, and we're going to say code. So we're going to open it with VS Code. Switch to classic cloud shell. Yes. What? Huh? Have an editor open in the shell? I don't. What? Hello? What? Okay, attends, there. I do have that again. Okay, and then there. So I have this. Open it here. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we have this app.js. So add the following code to the file. So we're gonna get let's start. So we're gonna create these variables. So let's starting poker chips equal 100. Then we're gonna say let players equal 3. And then we're gonna say let no of starter. Oops, starter. My guy, why does it disconnect? This is so dumb. Should be good. Okay, now I have this. Okay, let me test, make sure everything is good here. So let me say YouTube. Yes. Okay. So now we have this. No of starter cards equal to. I let player. Oops. 1 point equal starting poker chips. Then let player 2 points equal starting poker chips. And then let player 3 points. This is all pretty basic, okay? So we have this. You have created 3 players starting points by assigning them the variable starting poker chips. Let's hold the value 100. Show a specific game round and how an assignment can represent a game state. Add the following lines to the code. So we're gonna say player 1 points minus equal 50. Okay, this is all something like this is minus equal 25, and then player 3 plus equal 75. Okay, let's do that. In which the first and second player bet 50 and 25 points respectively. They end up winning the game round. The game takes points from the first and second player and adds them to the refactor to constants. At this point, you have some variables that represent parts of your regard game. Remember that you have constants available, which are available variables that shouldn't change their value. Let's see what variables might lend themselves to be better represented as constant in your source codes. In your source code content. Okay, anyways. So to this code, players. Okay, so all of these actually. Number of starter cards. Okay. So const, and then here. Const, and then poker chips. My guy. What if I run this? Doesn't work. Oh, okay. So if I do node app.js, okay, what if I say console.log player 1 points? What if I repeat this? 50. Okay, so that works. No surprise. Let me do that. Okay. Peut storer plusieurs types de valeurs comme des nombres ou du texte. Ces valeurs appelées data types. Data types are an important part of software development because softwares use them to make decisions about how to code should be written and how the software should run. Some data types have unique features that help transform or extract additional information in a value. Data types are also called JavaScript data primitives because they're at the lowest level data types that the language provides. Primitives. Java data primitives. There are 6 primitive data types: string, number, big int, boolean, defined, and symbol. I hate this. What is a zebra? How about, so this is a string, this is a number, yeah. How about true? This is boolean. In the previous section, the value of my variable was a number, data type. Variables can store all types of numbers, including decimals or negative numbers. Numbers can also be used with arithmetic operators. Or sets of characters, okay. Ouch. What the frick, man. Okay. Okay, so here that's how you concatenate it. Why does 1 + 1 = 2? Okay, think about it. Okay. What about this? So template literals are another way to format strings, except that instead of quotes, you use backticks. Anything that's not plain. Template literals are another way to format strings, except that instead of quotes, anything that's not plain was. Thank God I'm not awake. Template Template literals are another way to format strings, except that instead of quotes you use backticks. Okay, template literals to format strings, except that instead of quotes you use backticks. These things. Anything that's not plain text must be placed inside placeholders, like this. Alright, including any variable that might be strings. Here is an example, and then you use backticks. Another way to format strings. Okay, I get it. Can achieve your formatting goals with either method, but template literals will always will respect any spaces and line breaks. Okay, I get it. Booleans can only be true or false. Okay, this is not complicated. Variable can be considered truthy if it evaluates to a boolean whose value is true. In JavaScript, all values are truthy unless they're defined as falsy. Explore the gotchas of JavaScript. Remember, you can write JavaScript right in your browser. Just open a window or go to the developers tool. In the console, you find a prompt. The code resolves to false. Let age equal 1. Let age equal 2. Age equal age. Why do you think that is? And what other gotchas can you find? Which of the following is not a data type? Files. Numbers and beep are JavaScript primitives that handle numeric data. Beep. Strings can reside between both single and double brackets. Quotes. Okay. Alright, so your company is pleased with your earlier modeling of Texas Hold'em and wants to see you continue to work on its implementation. You've now learned more about data types. Let's put that knowledge to use. Let's start by revising the following code you've built so far. You have certain aspects of the game represented as variables, but you're lacking some aspects, such as knowing if the game has ended. Also, wouldn't it be nice if the players had name? After the three constants, add the following code. So we're going to say let player 1 name equal Chloe. Let me toss this. Okay. Then I'm going to say let player 2 name equal Jasmine. And then let player 3 name equal Jen. Okay, so now we have this. Now you have three variables to represent the names of the players. Let's add some intro text so it feels more like a game after the following code. So after this, what? That's kind of odd. Add code to represent the game starting. So we're just going to copy this. And we're going to say, I don't know why you would put it here, but console.log. Oops, what is that? Okay. No, why didn't that copy? Okay, welcome to Texas Hold'em. Why didn't that work? Come on. Come on. Let me go here, let me copy a guy. Okay. And what does it do? Starting poker chips. Okay, blah 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 blah. Alright, so now if I do this again, it didn't work. Why? It did work. It didn't work. Huh? Why? Okay, so that wasn't. That's odd. Okay, now it should work. Welcome to Texas Hold'em, the championship title, the Chloe, Jasmine, and Jen, blah blah blah. Okay. Add an end condition. I'll just do that. Well, no, okay, I'll leave it like this. Then A game of Texas Hold'em can go for many game rounds and usually finishes when one player has all the poker chips and the other player has lost theirs. You need to add code to represent such a state. The situation is where you want to rely on an operator and use a Boolean data type. Add the following code at the top of the file. So game state okay. So I guess at the top of the file. So let game has ended equal false, and then now you have a variable to represent the end of the okay. Add the following code to evaluate the game state. So game has ended equal, and then blah blah blah. So these are. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So we're gonna end it by saying console.log, and then we're gonna say game has ended, and then game has ended. Oops, my guy. Okay, so we'll do that, and then here we'll just, after the whole thing, we're just going to say game has ended equal, and then we'll do one big condition of or. So we're gonna say either player one name, not one name, 1 points equal this is yeah, I guess, yeah, plus player. This is not a good way to do it, but okay, for the sake of this, equal 0. Would that work? I don't know. Or let me just copy this. I don't want to write this thing. Forever young. I want to try without the brackets and see if it works. Okay. Or I wanna be forever. Okay, so let's go here like this. And then that's a good thing to know. You can just skip the line here, so it's more readable. We'll do that. And then actually I'll do this, but I'll also do this. So this is better. Okay, so this is more readable. Great. Now we have that. Then we run the code and game has ended false. Now let's say I do -100, and then here I say +200. Okay, and now if I run it, it's going to be true, and that is the case. Alright, so now that you're familiar with JavaScript's preventive data types, you have the basic tools to start populating variables in your code. With this knowledge, you can begin to think ahead of the ways that developers use these variables to make decisions. Okay, anyway, blah blah. Anyways, so complete module. Good. This is very, very easy. So now we don't want this. This is too easy. Create modular code by using functions. Now I want to do this because functions is special in JavaScript. I want to do that, and then maybe I'll go to sleep. Okay. Lineup. Anyways, all right. Okay. Now we have this. When we think about writing code, we always want to ensure that our code is readable. Although the statement sounds counterintuitive, code is read. We think about, right, okay, we want to ensure that code is readable. This is so counterintuitive. Code is read many more times than it's written. One core tool in the developer's toolbox to ensure maintainable code is the function. At its core, a function is a block of code you can run on demand. This code might perform a task such as going to a different part of a website, or calculate a value such as the sum of two numbers. So functions are key building blocks for writing code. A function is a reusable collection of lines of code that make something happen within your program. Functions are perfect for scenarios where you need to perform the same task multiple times, rather than duplicate logic in multiple locations, which makes code functions are perfect for scenarios where you need to perform the same task multiple times. Rather than duplicate logic in multiple locations, which makes code hard to update later, you can centralize it in one location. That way you can call it whenever you need the operation performed again. You can even call functions from other functions. Just as important is the ability to name a function. Although naming a function might seem trivial, the name provides a quick way of documenting a section of the code. You could think of naming as a label on a button. For example, if you select a button that reads cancel timer, it's going to stop running the timer. Create and call a function. So a function, can I have a, I can't. Okay, so no. What I will do is I will create a JavaScript, oops. I'll create a JavaScript thing. So I'll say Leraning.js. Okay, we'll just do that. And I will open this with, I don't want to open it with Visual Studio. Actually, let me see. Actually, maybe. I don't know actually. We'll open Visual Code. Okay, it's, oops, it's better, it's easier. Less, okay, doc, Leraning.js. We're gonna do that. We're gonna call it, what was it called? Next, main.js, I guess. Alright, can we run this? I don't know if I can. Open new terminal. Main.js. No, main.js. Okay, so I can just do that. We'll do this. Right, functions are key. Functions are perfect for scenarios when you need to perform the same task multiple times. Rather than duplicate logic in multiple locations, which makes code hard to update later, you can centralize it in one location. That way you can call it whenever you need the operation performed again. I already read that. Okay, a function takes some input and then returns an output that somehow transforms the input. For example, an addition function can take in two integers and return the sum of their values. Okay, functions are made up of three different components. A function body is a block of code that runs when the function is called. A parameter is another name for the input that's passed to a function. Finally, there's a return value, or the output of the function. The syntax for a function is shown in the following code. So you say function, parameter, body of the function. Parameters and return values are optional when you're writing a function. To start, let's check out some basic functions that don't take any input or return any values. If you want to create a function to display a greeting in the debugging console of your code editor, it might look like this. This function is called display greeting. Do we really do this? I mean, naming convention for functions. What is it? Shouldn't it be so I don't get it. Wouldn't it? So nouns if they're used to return a certain value, and verbs if it changes the state of a program. Okay, my point is, I guess not. I don't. It's so weird. On view compute. Why? I guess we'll do that. Okay. guess we'll do that. So we're gonna say display greeting or whatever, display greeting, and then we do this. Okay, simple enough. So we say function display greeting. Oops. It's not C++, so you do this. And then you say console.log. Welcome to this program. Okay, so now we have this. Now it's not gonna work if I run this. Why? Because I don't call it. So what I'm gonna say is at the end I'm gonna say display greeting. Okay. Alright, simple enough. This function is called display greeting. When you're in the function, the text is printed to the console. Whenever you want to call or invoke the function, you use the name of the function followed by a pair of parentheses. Okay, blah. Use descriptive names that say display greeting. Okay, changes the state, and then if it returns, no. I forgot already. Anyways, descriptive name, say with the function. For example, the name display greeting makes it clear that the purpose of the function is to display a greeting. A name like greet for a function that performs the same task is a little ambiguous. It might display greeting, but it might also perform a different operation. Use camel casing to combine words. To write in camel case, keep the first word of your variable or function lowercase and capitalize each subsequent, because function and variable's name can contain spaces. Camel casing makes the word in your code easier to read. For example, display greeting is easier to read than display greeting. Keep your functions focused on a specific task. Doing so not only makes a function easier to reuse throughout a program, but it also makes it easier to debug your code. If you have an issue with your function not performing the task you thought it would, you know the problem is contained within that function. Use commented to annotate your code and describe what your function does. To improve the readability of your code, include in the comment a short description of each function's task. You create comments by tapping a double slash followed by your description. The comment ends when you start a new line. Right. So parameters, param 1, param 2. I kind of get this. Okay, name. But the thing is, you don't say this. Parameters are listed in the function's definition, and they're enclosed in parentheses. You can have multiple comma-separated parameters. You don't specify the data type. It's JavaScript, so you say let or var. Okay, so you say name. All right. So, all right, that's special. So we say name, and we say welcome to this program, and then we say $name. Oops. And then we say no. That's just okay. We do this, and then we do all right, and then I don't know why you would do that. It's odd, but they're doing this const message equal, and then they do this, and they display the message. Oops, undefined. No. What if I do this? What if I do this? Okay, what if I do this? Would that work? Definitely not. Yes. So we'll have to do this. Okay. What if I do this? Would that work? I need to save it. Yes. What if I do this? Would that work? Yes. Okay. Default values. You can make your function even more flexible by adding more parameters. But what if you don't want to require every value to be specified? Wait. You can make your function even more flexible by adding more parameters. You can make your function even more flexible by adding more parameters. But what if you don't want to require every value to be specified? With our greeting example, you could leave name as required. You need to know whom you're greeting, but you want to allow the greeting itself to be customized. If someone doesn't want to customize it, you can provide a default value. Instead, to do so, you set the value in much the same way as you set a value for a variable. Parameter name equal default value, for example. And then Okay, so this is okay. This I get. Return variables. So return value. Sorry, if a function should return something, use the return keyword. However, you can also use a return on its own to exit a function. Oh, that's interesting. So you can just say here before you log it out, you just do return. What the frick? Return. Okay. It won't display the message, so it just cuts. That's interesting. You can just break out of a function like that. That's good. What if I do return message, and then I say console.log, and I do this, and now I run it. Return my variable message. Well, alright, so this is pretty much this. Create a function, create a sample page. Ooh, find yourself creating functions frequently when you write code. In this exercise, you'll create a function to display a name on the web page. So already we're getting there. So then the function will take one parameter, the name of the person you want to greet, and then return the message. You'll then call this function to display the message. The bottom of the page, start by creating a new page in Visual Studio Code. Open Visual Studio Code terminal and window. To create a new directory and change into it, run one of the following commands. Make the other functions. Oh, you can just do that. But I can just stay with this and then cd whatever. To open the new directory in Visual Studio Code, run the following command. Okay, name the new file index.html and then select enter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna here and we're gonna say touch index.html. Why does that not work? I don't know. Name the name file index.html and then select enter. Add the code to display the message. You can now add the code to display your message. In the index.html file, create the core of the HTML file by pasting the following HTML code. I'm actually going to write it. I'm going to copy it, and just so that it can get a bit inculcated into my brain, inculcated, whatever the word, inculqué, voilà, ferme ta gueule. Donc là, hop, doc type HTML, oh, HTML, and then head, and then we're going to say title, message. So this is the title of our web page. Then we're going to say, oops, body, and then inside we're going to, what the frick, my guy, what the frick, pourquoi ça switch? Okay, so body, and then in the body we're gonna have a script, and then code, and then something like this. End of this, and then end of this. Alright, so now we have that. The to-do command inside the script tag are markers for adding code in both this exercise and an upcoming one. Set timeout code. In the index.html file below, build commented line that reads to-do add hello code. Create a function by adding the following code. That's kind of function get message, and it will return this. Okay. It takes in a it takes in a name. It's gonna return $name. Below the closing braces in the code you just add the following code to get the message and use document.write to display it on the web page. Then we set the message and then we'll display the message. So const message equal get message, and then document.write to write it on the web page. Save this file by selecting save. Your page is now created. Let's see how it looks. In Visual Studio Code, open the command palette by selecting Ctrl-Shift-P, whatever. Open in the command, open live server by tapping live server and then selecting live server. Open with live server. Okay, chill out. Live server opens in your browser and then the hello Ornella message is displayed. Now created and called a function to display a message. You can try changing the name and saving the file again to see the updated results. So I don't have that. I don't have that. Let me see actually. Is that what I want? Yes. Launch 5 server. A better live server with instant updates, highlights, and some PHP support. With launch a development local server with live reload feature for static and dynamic pages. I guess I'll install this. Oh, that's so cool. There's so many things. Okay, so let me go back here. Let me do live server. My guy, hello? Oh, hello? How do I run this, please? Click go live in the status bar. Ah, okay. Private network such as my home or work network. Yes. Wonder, can I do this, please? Can't. So let me see if I have one. Browser. deprecated, open in browser, view in browser. I think this would be great, so I think I'll download this as well. Alright, so we're currently live. Let's open this. I don't want to debug or whatever. I don't know. Okay, what if I change this? So what if I say okay. Thing is, let me go back to my things here. Let me go to live server, Thrive server. How does he do that? Instant updates. Open with Thrive browser. Okay, so that's interesting. Oops. Towards my goal of this. Now, let me go open. What was I doing? Oh yes, okay. Live server, blah blah blah. Okay, anonymous function. As you've seen, you can call a function on demand by using its name and passing it in an appropriate parameter. Sometimes you might want to allow another process to execute the function you've created. Imagine creating a web page with several timers. When the timer finishes, you want to run code to display a message. The problem is that you know the timer will expire, but because the timer length might change, you don't know exactly when it will expire. Okay. And therefore, you don't exactly know. You don't know exactly when you want your code to run. To support this type of scenario, you can use a callback. When it will expire. Therefore, you can use a callback. Introducing callbacks. At its core, a callback is a way of passing a function into another function as a parameter. This parameter behaves in the same way as any other parameter, such as a string or a number, except that it can be called because it's a function. Okay, I kind of get it. Let's imagine that a friend of yours is going to the store and okay, I don't care. In programming, the situation can be represented by a callback. You've given your friend a set of instructions. Go to the store, pick up ice cream sandwiches. The callback here would be a further instruction to bring them to you before they melt. You might have picked up another key component about the timing of execution. You know your friend will complete the task, but you don't necessarily know when. Callbacks are frequently used in various frameworks and libraries to indicate the code that you want to run when something happens or finishes. You'll use a callback to indicate what should happen when. For example, a user selects a button, a long-running operation finishes, or a timer expires. Use a callback. A callback is a normal function, and you can create it as you would any function you've written in the past. In the following display done example, you'll notice that it's a normal function with no parameters. You can pass it into a function which accepts a callback, such as set timeout. The set timeout callback is a function, is a built-in function that allows you to create a timer. When the timer finishes, it calls the function that's passed in as the first parameter. The second, I thought, okay, but anyways, so the second parameter indicates the number of milliseconds to wait until it calls the function. If you want to set a 3-second timeout and have the code display done when it's finished running, you could use set timeout like this. Set timeout, display done. This looks like a variable, it's a function. That's so weird. I don't like this. Okay, I really don't. But alright, so function display done console.log done. Okay, so we do that, and actually don't we want to say document.write? I don't know. Notice that isn't followed by an empty pair of parentheses when it's passed as a parameter into set timeout. If you write this, you're instructing JavaScript to execute display done immediately. Because you want to pass the function into set timeout for set timeout to call, you only use display done. Okay, so I kind of get it, because it's kind of like C++, but it's just that you have to pass it as a parameter. Okay, so you do that. Okay, I kind of get it. So set timeout, and then you pass this as a parameter. It's the callback function. Callback is a built-in function. It's a callback function. When the timer finishes, it calls the function that's passed in the first as in the first parameter. Whatever. A callback is a normal function. You can create it as you would in the following display done. Okay, so all right, so we're gonna say set timeout. Let's say display done, and then we pass that as a parameter, and then we say 300 milliseconds. I think that is. Yes. Notice that anonymous function. Although the preceding code is valid, such code can create what some developers call namespace pollution. That is, when you write code with numerous variables, functions, and other entities with names, it can become confusing to know the purpose of each, and you can sometimes run out of good names. In our example, if the only place display done will be used is with set timeout, you don't need to give it a name. You can call an anonymous function. Oh, okay, that's actually kind of interesting. An anonymous function is just a function that doesn't have a name, and because you're kind of wasting some valid names here and stuff, so basically you make an anonymous function that you just display as a parameter here, and then you say comma, and then you say 3000 milliseconds or whatever. Honestly, that's a good feature. So what I do here is, instead of doing this, we'll just skip a line and we'll say function, and it's anonymous, and then we say console.log done. That way we don't name it, we don't name it. Okay, maybe I hallucinated, I don't know, but that's interesting. Okay, so console log 3000 blah blah blah. Okay, that's pretty good. This code performs precisely the same task as the preceding code with the display done function. The key difference is that you can create your function inline, that is inside the call to set timeout. Just like you can define inline in C++, but that's just anyways. By doing so, you make your code a little cleaner, and I kind of agree. So this is an anonymous function. Anonymous function, and then this 3000 milliseconds. Oops, okay. Arrow functions. Arrow functions, or fat arrow functions, are a slightly different way of creating anonymous functions. Arrow functions use the operator to indicate the start of the body of the function. You can write the preceding anonymous function example by using fat arrows syntax. That's so weird though. Why would you make these possibilities? This code does the exact same thing as before. The only difference is the use of this operator. You'll find that many developers prefer the terse syntax that's provided by arrow functions. I don't know why you would do that, but okay, so it's exactly the same thing. You pass a function as a parameter, you just give it you give it the body immediately, you don't set it in the name, it's an anonymous function, and then to declare it, you either do function boom or you do this. So this, and then the arrow, the fat arrow, and then this is the body. Weird thing, but okay, you can do that. And let me do alright. This code does the exact same thing. Okay, create an anonymous function, add the code to display the message. So in this exercise, you'll use set timeout with an anonymous function to display a message on a web page. You'll create code that displays the message after a 2-second delay. You'll use the same file that you used in the earlier exercise to complete this one. You can find the full code for this exercise at the bottom of the page. Add the code to display the message. You'll now add the code to display the message, which will have a 2-second delay. In Visual Studio Code, open the index.html5 below the command line that reads add set timeout code, add the following code, set timeout, and then we say okay, document. All right, so this is why nothing was displaying. I was right again. So hello again. So hello again. Ah, that's fine. Okay, and then document dot write. Is that it? Yeah. And then we say here to. Hey. Okay, nice. So view the page. Let's see the result. Written blah blah blah. Okay, you've now used an anonymous function to have a message appear after a delay. Full code. Const message equal this. Set timeout. Boom. It overrides knowledge check. So what is the parameter? A value that from the caller, a value returned by the function. The name of okay. Which one of the following names follows the naming guideline of the JavaScript for JavaScript functions? Boom. What function calls a function after a specified amount of time has elapsed? Set timeout. This module, you explore how to create a function JavaScript, what to use when to carry out that. Complete module. Make decisions. So this is if statements. This I don't need to do. Let's be real. Write your first Python program. Store and iterate through sequences of data using arrays and the for each statement. For each this in this. I don't know about .NET. I'm not a fan of C#. Make decisions. I think I want to do this, maybe. Just very quickly. So I learned about anonymous functions. I learned about callback functions. I've learned about document.write, document.whatever. Yes, so, okay. And this is 2 seconds actually. Hello, Jed. Hello again. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've learned about built-in callback functions. Whatever. Okay. let's actually create a GitHub repository for this. Actually, this time we'll do that. So let me do GitHub. Let me go. Let me copy this. Let me do my guy. Where is it? Learn JS. Learning JavaScript mainly from Microsoft Learn and through online tutorials. Okay, then we're gonna do not this. Create repository. We're gonna do CMD. We're gonna do CD documents. CD learn. Actually, what is it? Yeah, CD learn JS, and then git init. Then git. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. So git. Yeah, you remote add origin, and then you put this. I say git branch and main, and then you say upstream origin main. So git, I think you have to set the upstream. It's gonna tell me origin main. Oops, forgot to do this. And git commit m. Git push. Yeah, git set upstream origin main. Push set upstream origin main. Is it done already? Yes. So we have that. Can I do this? I have a question. Can I try to do this? So what if I copy this into here and then called okay. To be honest, I don't know. I will not bother. Okay, let's just keep it like this. Alright, so now we have that. Cool. Alright, so one thing I will do is, so we did this, and let me go make decisions. Let me actually change this and say variables and no, actually functions. Yes, let's move them here. All right, cool. Now, one thing I want to do is, let me create a new one, new folder. We're gonna go and say, call it conditions. All right. This we can close. Can close this as well. So blah blah blah. Review booleans. Learn about comparison operators. Okay, pretty easy. Oops. Okay. Before we get started, let's check what you know now. The operator is called. I mean, in my opinion, this would be equality, and then this would naturally be strict equality. But I wouldn't know the difference, because what would strict equality mean, right? I'm just going to do that because otherwise it would be weird to have two different ones for the same thing. And then comparison in JavaScript returns what type? Boolean, obviously. And then the means logical not. But what would a strict equality mean? Boolean operators. What you want to define different when you want to define different paths. Okay, blah. Okay, in the code example, the variable are declared, is given. Philosopher. Booleans are named after the English mathematician, philosopher, and logician George Boole. Booleans. That's funny, I didn't know that. Comparison operators and booleans. So we have less than, greater than, blah, blah. Okay, what is this? Strict equality compares two values and returns the true boolean data type if values on the right and left are equal and are of the same data type. Okay, so okay, so you could say this would be true if this and this. This is true if they're the same and the same data type. That's a strict equality. Inequality compares two values and returns the opposite boolean value of what the strict equality operator would return. What? That's true, but not equal to. Okay, so it's not equal to, but it's a strict not equal to, right? I don't. To use an operator, you can use it either as a part of an assignment or part of a comparison in an if-else construct. You'll learn. Okay, if-else, if Alright, logical operators, logical and, logical or, logical not. Conditions and decisions with logical operators. You can use these complex operators with both assignments, but also with if and else clauses. With logical operators. Oh, ternary operator. That's a weird name. I never remember. Ternary operator. Right? Is this let variable equal condition? If this is true, do this. If this is false, so that I'm familiar with from C++. Is a compact way of writing the following code. This is much faster and much cleaner, and yes. Alright, so activate sandbox. And then I'll be done. Okay. Do you really wanna live forever? Alright. Okay. So, as a junior game developer for recreational games, you've been asked to start the development of a blackjack game. Blackjack has some interesting rules on how to calculate points. You realize this game is a great opportunity to apply some Boolean logic you've learned. Calculate a card game. So, okay, first of all, we're going to say cd. Oops, we're going to say dir. Then we're going to say cd cloud drive and dir. I would think that this, but no. So we're going to say md blackjack. Okay, it doesn't work. Make blackjack. Okay, blackjack. Then we're gonna say touch app.js. Then we're gonna say code. Yes. I don't know why it opens this weird stuff. Okay, press, okay, cd cloud drive, cd blackjack, touch, no, actually, oops. Okay, so now we have this. Now, to say the file name, the file blackjack.js, oops. But I don't know why. Okay, doesn't matter. So we're gonna say let card 1 equal 7. So this is the naming convention of JavaScript. Then you say this, and then you say this, and then okay. Python is not the same. Python is okay. So now we have this. Now let's sum equal card 1 plus card 2 plus. That's it. 15. Now, next you'll add the code that simulates taking one more card. Let's see what happens. So let card 3 equal 7. Now, this you can, no you can't. Ternary operator, no you can't. So if sum is greater than 21, instead of doing black. I don't like this, but I think that's where I got it from. I don't know. You lost. And then process. Why is it not highlighted? How to exit 1. Why is it not highlighted? I don't know. Program. Okay, so now we have this. Log. You have some points. All right, now let's do node blackjack.js. Didn't tell me to oops. You have 12 points. Okay, card 3 equals 7. Now why did we create a card 3 then? Ah, sorry. Okay. Now you have 19 points. Good. Add an opponent. Your opponent is the bank. Remember the rules. You win if you have better score than the bank, or if the bank has over 21. Let's implement those rules. Let's implement those rules. Open the blackjack.js file. Okay, add the following variables to represent the bank's cards. Alright, let me just do this. Okay, so let card 1 bank equals 7. Let card 2 bank equals 5. Let card 3 bank equal 6. And then let card 4 bank equal 7. I guess it's not great to have this like that, so I'll avoid this. I don't know. And it's actually 4, it's not 7. If I go to the end of the file, so let bank sum. Why is that Java? That is not Java. You kidding me? Well, I mean, yeah, it's not Java. Okay, anyway, that's just an error. So at the end of the file, so you have this. Now let bank sum equal the sum of this. So card 1 bank plus card 2 bank plus card 3 bank plus card. All right, so now we have that. Then we want if so if bank sum is greater than 21 or sum is less than or equal to and sum. So if we have less than 21 points and our sum is bigger than the bank, we win. If the bank is higher than 21, we lose. Sorry, if the bank is higher than 21, we win. Okay, I kind of get it. So if bank sum is greater than 21 or our sum, so sum is less than, is less than or equal to 21 and sum is less than or equal to 21 and sum is greater than bank sum. If it's less and we are greater, then we win. So we say console.log you win, my guy. Okay, and then else console.log bank wins. You have 19 points, you win. Congratulations, you've successfully implemented some of the game rules from Blackjack by using Boolean logic and operators. Here's the full code. Alright, so I'm just going to copy this and we're going to call it blackjack.js. I'm just going to copy this. That way it's documented. What would the following code return? One that is true. It's not a strict equal. It's just this. What do we define? This is false. Choose the correct operator to express oral logic. It's this. Good. Familiar with this? Complete module. Good. Arrays and loops. I can do all of those. Kind of want to grind it. Never ends, chat. It never ends. Introduction to TensorFlow. Could do this. I could finish the reading. it's difficult having to choose between school. I have to focus on. Tomorrow I'll do math homework. I'll go to sleep. Honestly, I have to go to sleep. Yeah, I'll go to sleep. Computer vision, I will do that soon enough. Not today, but soon enough. Alright, so now we have this, and I think we'll call it a day. So I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow I will work on math homeworks. So demain j'ai maths, I will work on this. I also have to apply for jobs. Do this, do my math. Have to study marketing and do my discrete math. No, actually discrete math I can do next week. This web work I can do next week, but I have to do math homework practice, especially redo the midterm because it was horrible, and re-review this. I want to really be good at it, and then I have to do this. I did. Then I have to do marketing. I'll do in the weekend, and then what else? Oh, and then programming. That's easy. Okay, so alright, so that's it. We're just gonna end it here, and yeah, ciao.